What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer update video over here in LA, people. It is match day, Arsenal against Manchester United at the SoFi Stadium today, Stan Kroenke Stadium. Can't wait for the game today, and probably the most exciting game of the tour, just given the rivalry between Arsenal and Manchester United, and we'll be at that game today, so looking forward to that. Yesterday we were at the media day for Arsenal. I got to ask Mikel Arteta a question in the press conference. Just basically asked him what we need to do to win the title next season. How do we finish above Manchester City and Pep? We got the kind of answer you expect. We've got to win every game. We've got to improve in all areas, blah, blah, blah. Sky Sports ran with it. It was the biggest question in the press conference. See you in business, let's go. And yeah, we'll be in the next few press conferences. So yeah, like I said, we will ask a few more questions and hopefully get some good answers. We were out last night in LA, which is why this video is a bit later. We had a great night last night, man. You know, there was playing some bangers in the club, some Kendrick, some Travis Scott and that. So yeah, man, it was a good night. But listen, don't forget, today's video is sponsored by SofaScore, the fastest live football app. Brilliant for all the stats, keeps you bang up to date. If these games are too late and you need to wake up in the morning, you want to know everything what's happened, download SofaScore for free. The link is in the description, people. Let's talk transfers. We were at the media day yesterday, as I said, and we were chilling around Mikel Arteta and Martin Odegaard. Actually got a brief conversation with Josh Kroenke, and listen, he was just basically saying, you know, we want to continue to build and improve and so on and so forth. I don't have no inside scoop or anything like that, but listen, it was a fantastic opportunity, and it's the one thing that's a little bit frustrating. These things are so good on tour, and when you go back to the Premier League, you know, that distance is sort of put between you, where you think it's good for the club to work with people who are making content and things like that. So I hope this sort of thing continues back in England. But listen, transfer news going round. There's a couple of rumours today, couple of factual stories, and that's it really. The two stories today, the first one, Manchester City striker Julian Alvarez, according to reports, wants a move away from Manchester City. ESPN today have linked Arsenal as one of the clubs that are interested in him. Now, in my opinion, if Alvarez was to leave Manchester City, I don't think he would go to Arsenal. Reason being, if you look at the story seems to be indicating that he wants to move away from England and maybe go to Spain. Atletico Madrid being heavily linked with a move for him. So if that is the case, why would he leave Manchester City to go to Arsenal? Listen, I suppose the one angle that you could look at is Alvarez would get first team football probably at Arsenal. So that might be the angle that would convince him to come to Arsenal. Now, a lot of people have said, and we've been talking about it this morning, would Alvarez come to Arsenal? I personally don't think Pep would sell Alvarez to Arsenal now. I think when Pep sold Arsenal Jesus and Zinchenko, he saw us as no threat. We'd just finished 5th at that time, and I just think he was helping out his boy, you know, Arteta. I think he looks at us as a threat now, and I don't think he would sell Alvarez to Arsenal. So he's being linked with a £70 million move. Arsenal interested, Chelsea are interested, apparently made an inquiry about him last summer, and Atletico Madrid. Personally, I'm not sure Alvarez will leave. If he does leave, I think he will probably head out of the Premier League. The second transfer link today, another one we've spoken about multiple times. It's like an every summer roundabout, this one, and that is Raphinha from Barcelona. According to reports, Barcelona keen to offload Raphinha with the emergence of Lamine Yamal on that right-hand side, and on the left-hand side they are trying to sign Nico Williams, but they are desperate to raise money to get that deal done. We spoke about that in one of the shows earlier this week. Barcelona are trying to sell players to get that deal done for Nico Williams. Nico Williams, a player that Arsenal fans would love to sign, but he has agreed terms with Barcelona. They simply have to raise the cash to get the deal done. Would you take Raphinha? I know I always kind of downplay Raphinha, At Leeds, he was fantastic. He's been okay at Barcelona. He's in his, coming towards his late 20s. He's on big wages. He's a player that for me is very inconsistent. One week he's really good, the next week he's not. Listen, as cover for Saka, rumours saying they want about £40 million for him. He wouldn't be bad. It's not a terrible signing, but I just think there's far better options than him on that right-hand side. I'd much rather have signed someone like Neto or maybe somebody else. So we'll have to see with that one, people. What do you guys think about a potential move for Raphinha? And listen, couple of bits about Marino today. There are reports now that Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Marino, and it's just a case of negotiating the deal with the club Real Sociedad. This one, I think you will see this one maybe speed up a little bit over the next few days. I think it will be Calafiori, and then Arsenal will maybe move their focus towards getting that midfield signing done as well. So Marino, I don't think it's a difficult deal for Arsenal to get done. I really don't. I think if they make the offer that Sociedad want, they can get the deal done. So we'll see what happens with that one. And finally, people, Ricardo Calafiori. Calafiori, he's on his way, people. He was pictured on a private jet yesterday with his agent. Fabrizio Romano tweeted the picture, and he's flying into London to complete his medical. Now, the initial reports were he was flying into America straight from Italy. But actually, he's not. It looks as if he's flying from Italy to London. Once he gets to London, he'll finish his medical. And speaking to people, they've said that he will fly out to Philadelphia rather than coming to LA. Obviously in LA, the time difference, the jet lag, he's not going to feature against Man United today. Easier for him to fly to the East Coast, meet the team in Philadelphia, and then, get on with it from there, people. So, yeah, it looks like he's flying to Philly, and hopefully will play a part against Liverpool. Looks as if, finally, before we concentrate on the game tonight, Havertz, Gabriel Magalhaes and Gabriel Martinelli are all involved tonight against Manchester United, and apparently could all get a small part to play in the game. One thing that I found very interesting from what we heard is that Emile Smith-Rowe is still over here with the squad. Obviously, we heard a couple of days ago that the deal was, close to being done with Fulham. My assumption was maybe he would have flown back to London to get that deal tied up with Fulham. But according to the reports, it seems as if Smith-Rowe is still in America and will be with the squad tonight. Now, you wouldn't expect him to play any part in the game. He will probably either be left out of the squad or he'll be named on the bench and be an unused sub. £35 million move is pending to Fulham. There's no way the club are going to want to risk him getting injured and being out for the foreseeable future. So they're not going to want to tarnish a chance of getting 35 million for Emile Smith-Rowe. So maybe today will be his farewell. There'll be 60,000-70,000 fans there at SoFi. Atmosphere is going to be unreal tonight, I'll be honest. Anytime Manchester United and Arsenal get together, it's always very interesting. So looking forward to that one. And listen, make sure you keep it locked, people. Like I said, we'll be at the game tonight. I will have media access. Hopefully I'll get in the press conference again and get to ask another question. And we'll see how the game goes. Last year in New York, we got battered by Man United, and Arteta was furious. And he kept the players behind to do extra running. And, I think they'll be desperate to get a result today. It will be a tough game because I think we've got more players missing than they have. But we can't make that excuse. There's enough squad depth there to go and beat them. So I think it'll be a 2-1 win for Arsenal tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if we conceded, just simply because no Saliba, Gabriel not fit enough to start. But I do think we'll score a couple of goals. So I'm going for a 2-1 win. If you're wondering why I keep moving, there's a whole heap of roadworks on this road. I'm trying to avoid all the noise. They're digging up the road. Who'd have thought a road on a Saturday afternoon being noisy. Keep it quiet, man. We're trying to create content. Listen, people, big up for locking in. Appreciate all your support. Don't forget to download SofaScore. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give me a score predictions for tonight's game. Do you think Arsenal will beat Manchester United? And let me know what we've spoken about today. Do you think a move for Julian Alvarez could happen? Would you take Raphinha? Mikel Marino looks as if he's next. Calafiore is on his way, people. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bless.